Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo was not featured in the friendly match against Wales, England versus Wales. He was not featured in that game because he hasn't been getting enough game time for United for him to be considered to be playing in the squad. We all know that this has been a pain point for Kobbie Mainoo. That's why he was pushing for a loan move so that he could get more minutes. And more minutes means that you can be considered to get a call up for England. So where do we go from here? And I'm bringing this question up because Ruben Amorim has been given 3 more years. All right. So Jim came out, did a public, or not a public, but he came out in public, did an interview podcast, and he said that he's willing to be patient with Ruben Amorim to prove himself. And, he's given him 3 years. So basically he said, I'm not going to sack you. I don't want to say, I don't want to paraphrase and say that, he believes in him, but I think he's willing to be patient with Ruben Amorim. So I don't know what's happening behind the scenes that has given him that trust in Ruben, because clearly the stats and the performances, beg otherwise, just based off what he has achieved since coming to this club wouldn't warrant any evidence for Sir Jim to sort of say, okay, based off what you've done so far, I can trust you, for 3 more years. So whatever the case is, I'm happy. I'm a Ruben Amorim fan. But here's the problem. Ruben Amorim and Kobbie Mainoo don't see eye to eye. All right? And I don't know. I like Ruben Amorim, but I don't like this narrative that he has put around Kobbie Mainoo not being good enough, when it's been evidently clear by a lot of coaches, a lot of clubs around Europe who wouldn't mind putting Kobbie Mainoo into their team, that he's still young, he's still developing, but he's definitely good enough to be in that starting 11, or at least good enough to have more minutes than what he currently has. And a lot of the fans are taking to heart what Ruben Amorim said about Kobbie Mainoo, about him not being quick enough, And honestly, I don't want to go back and forth and give examples of great midfielders in the past who are not quick enough, but still got the job done. So I don't know why this quick enough quote from Ruben Amorim has spun into this whole narrative, or just created this whole ethos of Kobbie Mainoo is just not there yet because he's not quick enough. He needs to be way faster than what he currently is. He's not there yet because X, Y, Z, this and the other. When stats say otherwise, and not just stats, even just when he has been having his little game time, it's like, what are you on about? And it's so funny because this brings me back to when Ten Hag was not playing Ahmed, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, look, we trust you, right? But trust us. You know what I mean? We've been watching this player longer than you have been watching him. We've been watching Kobbie Mainoo longer than Ruben Amorim has been watching Kobbie Mainoo. When we say you need to be starting this player, heed the advice. If you roll back the tapes to last season and you watch Kobbie Mainoo play, trust me, you would think twice about what Ruben Amorim has said and whatever thoughts have been created in your head that have come out from the manager. Now, I do get, in this current system that we're playing right now, it's difficult to pick a starting 11. All right? And I think I sort of alluded to this a little bit in a previous video that I made, that one of those 3 players that were playing up front, Zesco, Brian Mbeumo, Mateus Cunha, one of them eventually will take a hit. One of them will be benched. Now, they don't necessarily have to be benched by Kobbie Mainoo, but in order to have balance in this team, there's going to be a shuffle. And I still see it coming. More so, especially with the previous game where we had Cunha not starting the game and we had Mason Mount starting the game. Now, I don't know if Mateus Cunha was still not fully fit to start the game because I actually didn't watch the game, or whatever the case was around that situation. But yeah, that team, not say that front three is not good, but I still feel this team can be further balanced out. It's just so unfortunate that with Kobbie Mainoo, it's hard to really place him in that system. But I think if you sit down and you really work it out, it can actually work. It really can. And another thing, like why my heart really breaks for Kobbie Mainoo is because Kobbie Mainoo was told that he's competing for a position in that team. And that position is Bruno Fernandes' position, right? So essentially the number 10 position. But Bruno Fernandes has not played number 10 this season. He hasn't. Maybe 1-2 games, maybe, but he hasn't been playing in that number 10 position. The two players that have been playing behind the striker have been Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo. And then Bruno Fernandes sits deep with either Casemiro or Ugarte. So Kobbie Mainoo is not a CDM. He's not a CM. He's a number 10. He's a center attacking midfielder. So if Bruno's not playing in that position, how is Bruno his competition? Because Kobbie Mainoo, yes, he may, do a good enough job in that midfield position, but we want him as a number 10. We want him attacking. That's where his strengths are. So it's really confusing how he's competing for a position with a player which is out of position and not in the position that he wants to be playing in or that he should be playing in. So I don't agree with Ruben Amorim, and that's why I feel that this may actually be the end for Kobbie Mainoo, because he has already missed out on the friendlies or the friendly against Wales, all right? And he's not getting enough game time. The club do not want to loan him out because he's been told that he will get minutes, and he's going to be a good, an essential player to this team. And let's be honest, like Kobbie Mainoo at this present time, the only way he gets into this team is if a player gets injured. Because United have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup, right? At the moment in time, we're literally just playing one game a week, and that's probably how it's going to look like from now until the end of the season. So there's no other competitions that United are involved in where these players who want to get minutes are going to have an opportunity to get minutes. So what other options are left for Kobbie Mainoo? It seems like he's really desperate to compete in the World Cup next year. Now, World Cup for players only comes around, 2-3 times at best in their life. So, I understand that urgency of I want to be involved in as many as possible, more so with this current England squad, which is looking extremely strong and extremely talented, because by the next World Cup, we're definitely going to be losing a lot of the senior players, provided, yes, some of these players that are currently playing right now are going to be senior, but you know what I mean. Like, this may be Marcus Rashford's last chance or opportunity to be in the World Cup. In 4 years' time, he may not be the same player he is today. I mean, he's almost 30 years old, whereas Kobbie Mainoo still has at least 2-3 more World Cups that he can actually compete for, So, I don't know. With the Kobbie Mainoo thing, I want to see him start. I don't want to see him leave United. But it just seems like this is the direction in which it's going, with Ruben Amorim going to be here for the next 3 seasons. Now, look, I'm not saying that Kobbie Mainoo can't improve and get better, and, next season things may turn around for him. It could be a whole different situation going into next season. We could sell Bruno at the end of the season. We could sell him at the end of the season, sell him to the Saudi League, get 150 million for him, re-bolster the other positions that we need, and then Kobbie Mainoo essentially becomes United's number 10. But is he willing to risk it? Is he willing to wait? You know, he knows he's a very talented player. He knows he's good enough to be starting in a first 11. I see him in January pushing for a move to leave if they don't want to loan him out and they're not going to give him any minutes, which is going to be an absolute shame because United produce incredible players from their academy. And it's just unfortunate that over the years, the best ones that we've managed to keep, we haven't had that ability to develop them to the next level because of change of management, because of how the club is being run, etc. And by the time they leave, they've lost that momentum. It's just a whole shit show, right? And that's what I'm sort of scared is what's going to happen to Kobbie Mainoo. I feel like if Kobbie Mainoo is not going to be playing enough football, not going to be having enough minutes, not developing his game further and further and getting better and better, it I don't know, it may just kill his spirits. He may go to a club that, you know, he shouldn't even be at, but just going just for the sake of minutes and then just end up not having an opportunity after that to really be in the big leagues where he deserves to be. So with that being said, I think this may be the last time we actually see Kobbie Mainoo play for Manchester United up until January, unless things change. But yeah, Kobbie Mainoo, yeah, I don't know. What you guys think? Leave your comments down below. And do you think Kobbie Mainoo should be patient? Do you think there's a way for him into this team? Because I think he has worked incredibly well off season. I think his, I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. See you in the next one. Peace.